Good morning, guys. Happy Saturday. It's really pretty and sunny outside, but it's a little chilly. I see some people starting to show their little faces. Good morning. Good morning, friends and family. Who else do we have joining us this morning? I'm grateful that people have adjusted their schedule. The last couple of weeks we've done this. We've done them on Sunday mornings. But because, we thought maybe people might be acknowledging Easter Sunday at home in some special way. Maybe they'll be FaceTiming family or, streaming a church service. We wanted to go ahead and do the yoga class Saturday morning this morning. Hope everybody, this is the fourth Sunday or fourth weekend, I guess I should say, we've done these live streaming classes. So that basically marks a month of us dealing with and processing everything that's happened around COVID-19. I hope everybody's staying well and safe and as emotionally supported as they can. Certainly yoga can help at home through times like this, being able to get outside and walk whenever we can, and just trying to connect this way through technology as much as possible. I hope, like I said, I hope everybody's doing well. I've really noticed tension accumulation, just feeling really tight in places. And so hopefully with the yoga practice, being able to identify it, we can work to just improve things, relieve the tension, and feel better. We'll go ahead and get started. We're going to start today in child's pose. So bring the big toes to touch and let your knees come out as wide as is comfortable. If it feels super early for you in the morning, you can have your knees closer together if that's more comfortable. And then you're going to come to rest your forehead on the mat, arms extend. And we're going to use this opportunity in child's pose to just kind of come into our breath. Start to deepen the inhales slightly. Lengthen the exhales. Working towards bringing a little symmetry to the breath. Trying to let the inhales and exhales kind of mirror one another. And we're working towards removing any pauses or catches in the breath so it's smooth and seamless and even. Letting the belly fill. Notice how your ribs expand as you breathe here. Feeling your lower back lift a little. Just enjoying some nice, nourishing inhales and cleansing exhales. If you enjoy setting intention with your practice, take this moment to think about something that you really feel like you need a little bit more of in your life right now. A little bit more space, a little bit more gentle support, a little more love, a little more kindness. Whatever you feel like you need a little bit more of, let that be your guiding purpose for this practice. Setting that as your intention, let it be your motto, your mantra for this next hour. One more moment here in our child's pose, enjoying our breath together. And then when you're ready, we'll take a big full inhale. Open the mouth, sigh it out, exhale. Beautiful. Go ahead and gently blink your eyes open and then carefully press up to a comfortable tabletop position. We're gonna start by warming up our wrists just a little bit. So in our tabletop, we're gonna imagine drawing a circle with our shoulders kind of up and around our hands. So inhale, slowly circling in one direction. Using the pads of our fingers almost like break points and really pressing down into the floor. Keeping our hands active and our fingers spread wide. Sometimes yoga early in the morning, people notice their wrists feel extra tight, and then they feel like they don't want to practice in the morning. So taking a minute to make sure you're warming up your hands and wrists well is good. Come back and stop in that direction, and then we're just going to rotate the opposite direction. So taking it slowly, you don't have to go way far over the fingertips. Just really thinking about active hands, strong fingers. One more circle in this direction. And then rotate your hands, your palms, so that your thumbs are facing up and your fingers are facing out. And we're just going to take a very gentle side-to-side sway here. Don't have to go far to feel a stretch in the hands, but making sure your hands are active here. So pressing through that big index knuckle, the knuckle that's at the base of your index finger on both hands, and pressing in through the pads of your fingertips. Good. One more time on either side. And then go ahead and come back to center, and finally rest palm side up so the backs of your hands are now on the mat and your fingers are in towards each other. And I just think it feels nice to kind of wiggle the fingers, sort of massages the backs of the hands a little bit. Beautiful. Then go ahead and plant them back underneath your shoulders, coming to tabletop. We're going to warm up with some cat-cow here. So as you inhale, drop the belly, gaze forward towards the ceiling. As you exhale, round the back, dome the shoulders, curving the back. Inhale, drop the belly, look up. Exhale, round and dome and tuck. Stay here and flow through your breath. So as you inhale, drop the belly. And then at the top of the exhale, round the back. Flow at your breath, at your pace here. Really let that inhale take you all the way through cow, and then that exhale takes you all the way through cat. Good. One more cycle either direction. And then when you're done, go ahead and come back to neutral. We're going to try to work our spine in the other sort of plane. So almost sort of making a C shape. So inhale, and as you exhale, curl your shoulder, your left shoulder and your left hip kind of towards one another, and you're going to gaze back at that left foot. And come back to center. Exhale, curl to the right. So right shoulder, right hip. Come back to center. Exhale, curl. Inhale, center. Exhale, curl the opposite way. Exhale, center. So it's just warming up the spine in the midsection a little differently. Moving with the breath here. Exhale on the curl. Inhale, come back to center. One more time on either side. Good. And when you're back to neutral, we're going to set up now for some opposite arm, opposite leg work. So really grounding down through that left hand. Lift the right hand up. Still keeping both knees down to start. Inhale, reaching that right hand forward. Exhale, curve the back just like you would in cat, and draw that elbow alongside of the rib cage. Inhale, flatten the back, reach the hand. Exhale, curl, elbow along the ribs. One more time here. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Plant that hand, and then we're going to do the left foot. So drive that left heel straight out behind. Really flexing the foot here. You want an active leg. Exhale, round and curl. Inhale, lengthen that foot back out, long through the crown of the head, all the way through the heel. Exhale, curl. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, curl. Inhale, lengthen. Now we're going to put those together if you would like to. Right hand forward, left hand back. You can always have the option of keeping that hand and just doing the leg motion. Inhale, reach up long. Exhale, round and curl. Elbow along the ribs, knee towards the chest. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to round. Inhale, reaching long. Exhale, rounding out. One more time. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, curl. Good. Let everything plant on the ground. Come back to child's pose for just a moment. And notice just sort of on the inside. Bring your awareness internally. And notice that energy that you feel now. Both in the limbs that were working and active, but also the limbs that were grounded and solid and stable. Good. Go ahead, slowly press back up to table. And we'll do that again with the opposite limbs. So starting with the arm, reach that left hand forward. Exhale, round. Left elbow comes along the ribs. Inhale, lengthening up. Exhale, round. Inhale, reach. Exhale. Good. Drop the hand. This time we'll do the right leg. So right foot drives straight out behind, really activating that back body to keep the leg lifted and level. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head all the way down through that foot. Exhale, round. Inhale, reaching long and strong. Exhale, round. One more time to lengthen. One more time to round. And then here's where we're going to incorporate these two sides. Drawing that right foot straight out behind. Reach that left hand forward. Inhale to lengthen. Fingertips all the way down through the foot. Exhale, round and curl. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, curl. Remember, you always have the option of just doing the footwork here. Last time to lengthen. Last time to curl. Good. Everything lands safely back on earth. Come back to child's pose just for a minute. Close your eyes. Draw your focus inward. Notice what you feel what you notice. Beautiful. If you're ready, go ahead and carefully blink your eyes open, pressing up to tabletop. And then we're going to curl our toes and find our way back to down dog. So there's a solid chance this might be your first down dog of the day. And if it is, stay here for a minute and start to really warm up the backs of the legs. I like to start with my feet and kind of work upward. So first, I like to come up high on the balls of my feet, warm up the toes, waking up the wrists and just the ankles this time. Pedaling out the calves here to start to lengthen through the backs of the legs. So put a big bend in one knee to stretch out the opposite calf. Pause for a breath. And then switch. Making sure we're taking nice full deep breaths here so we can deliver much needed oxygen to these muscles that we're opening and working. And then I like to kind of just shift my hips side to side, wag my tail a little bit. And then I'll bring some stillness to my legs and start to think a little bit more about my upper body. So gently shaking out head and neck. Yes, and then no. Noticing my hands are spread wide and active, just like we did with that wrist warm up. Pressing the floor away. Keeping a little bit of a bend in my knee because I'm still working on warming up. Pause here in down dog for just a moment. Find a little stillness in your dog. Check in with the breath. Beautiful. If you're ready, we'll start to warm up some more with some sun A's. So inhale up on both toes. Exhale, bend the knees, look to the front. Step or walk to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, let it go. One big inhale brings us all the way up. Now we're gonna stay here, and I'm gonna share with you something that I did yesterday in an online class with the Himalayan Institute that like blew my mind. So one of my favorite things to do is side body stretches. I don't know what's up with me that I carry so much tension in the side body, but boy, it feels really, really good to just open up. So I could do banana stretches all day long. Tiniest little tweak with this banana stretch yesterday just like blew my world right open. And remember, we're opposite of one another because of the mirroring everything. So listen to my cues. Don't necessarily look at the screen because I don't want it to get confusing. So in our mountain, inhale, lift the hands up. You're gonna reach for that right wrist, and then you're gonna bow it over to the left side, just like you always would for a banana, right? Sort of a standing side body stretch. Here, think about really extra strong, pressing that right foot down into the floor. Oh, yeah, look at all the extra space it feels like it creates here, just by activating and pushing that right foot down into the floor. Now breathe into that extra space that you created. Holy crap, it feels amazing. Opposing forces to create space. Yum, yum, yum. Go ahead and release, come back to center, shake it out if you need to. And we'll do that now on the opposite side. Remember, we're mirroring one another. Inhale, hands up tall. This time grabbing that left wrist, lift it up and bow it over. Now, push really strong down through that left foot. Oh, just deepening and opening up the space on the left side of the body. Tiniest little tweak changes what we feel so much. Remember, yoga is a practice of millimeters. Inhale, come back center. Ha! Exhale, take it down, forward fold. Inhale to a halfway lift. Now we're going to change things up a little bit. We're going to step back with that right foot, dropping down on the knee, coming to a little bit of a low lunge here. So we're going to flow through low lunge and runner stretch, but I want you to think your upper body like you would in cat-cow. So as you come forward in that low lunge, think about heart forward, shoulders back, like you might in cow. As you exhale, shift back, curl, straightening that front leg, should feel a little bit more reminiscent of cat. Inhale, exhale, shift back. Inhale, rock forward, thinking of our cow pose. Exhale, rounding, thinking of our cat. Flowing here. Inhale. Good. Exhale. One more time, either side. Inhale. Exhale. Now we're just going to walk our hands to the front of our mat, plant them, step those left toes back. If you're feeling a vinyasa, find your way to plank, lowering down. Saving that inhale for that big yummy cobra or up dog. Exhale, shift back down dog. Beautiful. Inhaling up on both toes. Exhale, bending the knees, looking to the front, stepping or walking to the front of your space. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, let it go, forward fold. Big inhale brings us all the way up. Grab that right wrist, bow it over, press that right foot down into the floor. Open it up. Come back center. Switch sides, grab that left wrist. Push that left foot into the floor. Inhale, center. Exhale, take it down. This time we're stepping back with the left foot. Coming to that low lunge. Gonna do that same low lunge to runners stretch flow on this side. So inhaling. Exhale. Inhale, coming forward. Good. Exhale. Inhale, coming forward. Moving slowly here. We're not speeding up our breath. We're slowing down our movement to match what our breath needs. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, curl back. One more time, because I've already forgotten how many we did on the other side. Sorry. Exhale, round back. Beautiful. Rocking forward, plant those hands, send those right toes back. If you feel like taking a vinyasa, find your way back to down dog. Maybe that means lowering all the way to the floor. Inhale, big yummy cobra. Exhale, shift back down dog. Beautiful. Again, inhale up on both toes. Exhale, bend the knees, look to the front. Step or walk to the front of your mat. Inhale. Exhale, let it go. One big full breath in, grabbing that right wrist, bowing it over on the exhale, press that right foot into the floor. Come back center, switching sides, left wrist lifts up and over, and then that left foot gets super strong, pressing it down into the floor. Inhale, come back. Exhale, let it go. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, stepping back with the right foot. Inhale the heart forward. Exhale, shift it back. Inhale the heart forward. Exhale, shift it back. Inhale the heart forward. Exhale, shift it back. Beautiful. Walking forward, plant those hands, step those left toes back. Decide how you want to get back to down dog. Maybe it means big yummy inhale cobra or up dog. Exhale, shift back down dog. Beautiful. Inhale up on both toes. Exhale, bend the knees, look to the front. Step or walk to the front of your mat. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, let it go, forward fold. Last time reaching up, come to stand, grab that right wrist. Bowing it over, pressing that right foot down into the floor. Ooh, all that space down that side. Inhale, come back center, switching. Left wrist lifts up and over, and then really ground that left foot into the floor. Come back center. And exhale, forward fold, let it go. Inhale, stepping back with the left foot, lowering down. Inhale, the heart forward. Exhale, shifting back. Inhale, the heart forward. Exhale, shifting back. Good. I think this is the last time. Inhale, shifting forward. Exhale. There's nobody in the room that I could ask. Inhale, come, bring it, rock it forward, plant the hands, send those right toes back. Finding our way through our vinyasa. Big inhale in your cobra or up dog. Exhale, shift back down dog. And sadly, if you guys are texting me things, I can't see the screen. Okay, beautiful. Beautiful warm-up, guys. We're going to take a quick sip of water if you need one before we transition into the kind of flow part of class. Remember, if at any point you need a sip of water or a towel break, if you start to get really warm at home or a child's pose, please feel free to do so. Take it where you need to go this morning. Remember, one of my sort of unofficial rules is take what works for you and then just let go of the rest. Beautiful. All right. So find your way back to down dog. Notice how this down dog feels compared to the very first one. If you're ready, inhale, lift the right heel up. Exhale, driving the foot between the hands, planting that left hand inside the right foot, and we're gonna reach those right fingertips up toward the ceiling here. So big stretch for the outer hip. Try not to rest on that left shoulder and kind of collapse down. Press the floor away with that left hand so everything is stacked and strong. If you don't love your right hand extended here, maybe thinking about wrapping it behind you, back of the hand to the back of the low back. That might feel really nice too. Really active legs here. 2 more breaths. Wherever your right hand is, go ahead and let it come to the floor, stepping the right toes back, rolling through your vinyasa. Remember, save that inhale. If you're doing cobra and up dog, exhale as you lower. Inhale opens us up. Nice. All right. Same on the left side. Inhale, lift that left heel up. Exhale, driving the foot between the hands. Right foot lines up inside of that left foot. As you inhale, revolving, turning towards that left thigh. And again, decide what you're gonna do with this left hand. Maybe it feels better to keep it extended, but if not, try wrapping it behind you, back of the hand to the low back, and then peeling it open. Big stretch for the outer hip and thigh here. That should feel good. Remember, don't collapse down on that shoulder. Stay strong and stable here. 3 more breaths. You got this. One more moment. Wherever that left hand is, go ahead and let it find the floor, stepping the left toes back, rolling through your vinyasa. It can be the same every time, it can be different every time, as long as it's serving you every time. Beautiful. All right. Again, inhale the right heel up. Exhale, driving the foot between the hands. Left hand plants, right hand flies. This time we're gonna flow here. So then with your exhale, bring the right hand down. Inhale, left hand opens up, kind of a side angle thing. Exhale, left hand plants. Inhale, right hand flies. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, open up the opposite arm. Beautiful, one more time either side. Exhale, brings the hand down. Inhale, lifts the other hand. Last time. Beautiful. From here, spin that back foot flat. Inhale, come up, warrior 2. Beautiful. Stay here and ground for a second. Make any adjustments you need to your feet so that you can really enjoy the pose. Make any adjustments to your clothing and then just kind of settle into it. Sometimes my brain has a tendency to want to fidget to avoid like doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So sometimes I have to allow myself the minute to fidget and then come into it. Forcing myself to not fidget just makes me want to fidget more. Shocker, I know. So breathing here. Legs are strong and active. You're imagining you're almost trying to pull the mat apart with your feet. Thinking about strength through our midsection so we're not flailing out our ribs. Pause here, flip your palms face up, and just notice what that does to your shoulders. Softens them just a little bit. Maybe reach your hands behind you. Get a nice little neck stretch, neck and shoulder. And then bring your hands back to center, and then just turn the palms back over. See if you can keep your shoulders soft. Nice. One more breath here. Inhale fully. Exhale, windmill plant the hands, stepping the right toes back. Decide how you're going to make your way back to down dog, and then make it happen. Beautiful. All right. Adding that revolved flow, and then warrior 2 on the left side. Inhale the left heel up. Exhale, driving the foot between the hands. Right hand plants. Inhale the left hand, big reach. Exhale, left hand comes down. Inhale, right hand flies. Exhale the hand down. Inhale the opposite. Just moving with the breath here. Good. Inhale the right fingertips up. Exhale it down. Last time with the left hand high. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale the right hand up. Now spin the back foot flat and let your inhale lift you up, warrior 2. Give yourself permission just for a second to fidget and adjust what you need to, and then settle in. Strong active legs here. Remember how when we started and we really thought about pressing our feet into the floor? That used to sound really silly to me because you're standing. How could you not be pressing into the floor? But there's action there, right? So we're just imagining we're pressing our feet into the floor, pressing them away from each other. Even if they're not moving, there's activation there. Observe how you feel. See if there's anything that you can soften. You've got this. Beautiful warriors on a Saturday morning. One more breath. Inhale, exhale, windmill, plant the hands, stepping the left toes back, rolling through your vinyasa. Deciding every time how you're going to make your way back to down dog. If your shoulders start to get tired, lose the chaturanga. If all you want to do is enjoy yummy cobras, just lower to the floor, big breath, and come back. Beautiful. All right. Adding on. Inhale the right heel up. Exhale, driving the foot between the hands, starting with that flow, planting the right hand, left hand, or no, planting the left hand, the right hand flies. Exhale, right hand comes down. Inhale, left hand up. Exhale, down. You know where we're headed now. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Last time for the right hand. Big reach. Last time reaching with that left hand. And then back foot spins. Inhale comes up, warrior two. Ground here for a minute. Where's your breath gone? Where did your thoughts go with it? Just kind of bring it all back in. Calm it down. Flip that right hand. As you inhale, reach it forward, take it back, reversing your warrior. Keeping that bend in that right knee. Right fingertips come back. Remember those active legs, we're pressing them down into the floor. Inhale. And as you exhale, come forward side angle. So forearm on the top of the thigh maybe is your speed, but if you feel like you're warm enough and you want to take it a little bit lower, you always have the option of bringing your hand down to the floor, making sure that that doesn't stick your hip way out in space. We want to try to keep everything in line here. And again, maybe left shoulder is tired, so just let that back of that left hand come to support the low back. How often do we get to take a minute and support our low back? Ooh. It's probably been no secret. I don't love extended mountain because sometimes I feel, or excuse me, extended side angle because sometimes it makes me feel scrunchy. So if you feel that way, just reaching up to the ceiling is nice as well. 2 more breaths here. On your next inhale, take it back, big reverse, 1 breath. And when you're ready to exhale, windmill, take it to the floor, planting the hands, stepping the right toes back. Lowering down, rolling through whatever you need to. Inhale and exhale, shift back down dog. Woo, I'm getting sweaty. All right, beautiful. Same, but on the left side. Inhale, the left heel up. Exhale, driving the foot between the hands. Plant that right hand as you inhale. Left hand reaches up. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, right hand comes up. Exhale, come down. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Last time for the left hand. Big reach, big expansion. Bring it down. Inhale, the right hand up. Staying here. Spin those back toes flat. Lifting up, warrior two. Take a second to feel really happy about your warrior 2 feet. And then if you're ready, flipping that left hand. Inhale, reach the hand up. Taking it back, reversing your warrior. One more moment here. On your next exhale, come down to the side angle that's going to make this side happy. Remember, if you're feeling warm enough and you want to take those left fingertips to the floor, just make sure that when you do that, that doesn't cause your hip. See how if I bring my hand down and my hip pops out, you don't want to think about your chest pointing towards the floor. So if doing that makes that happen, bring it back up. Wherever you are, find a little space to breathe, a little bit to soften. You got this. We're here for 3 more breaths. On your next inhale, take it back, big reverse. And when you're ready to exhale, windmill, take it down, plant the hands, stepping the left toes back. Decide what your vinyasa is going to look like. And then inhale and exhale, find your way back to down dog. Beautiful. All right, little spoiler alert. This last time through, we're going to do reverse side angle, come back to reverse, and then we're going to come forward to half moon. If you typically use some kind of support, and you can have like the seat of a chair handy, or maybe come forward and come to the wall, that's great. But if where you're practicing at home, you don't have support, you always have the option of coming down and doing your half moon on your knee. That's a great way to still get the openness and that lifted leg activation without having to worry about not having a block or a chair handy. So decide what your half moon's gonna look like, and then like I said, we're gonna add that to the end of this pass. Quick sip of water. I hope you guys are all doing well. Beautiful. All right, here we go. Find yourself back in down dog. Notice what you feel what you notice. How does this down dog differ from earlier down dogs? A little bit warmer, a little more spacious. Are you holding on to anything in this one? I'm still feeling a little head and neck tension, so I'm trying to soften. Beautiful. If you're ready, inhale, lift that right heel up. Exhale, driving the foot between the hands. Left hand plants, right hand flies. Y'all know where we're headed, so really enjoy this pass. Take it with the breath. Let the exhale bring that hand down. Inhale, the opposite hand up. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale it up. Exhale, drop it down. Inhale it up. Beautiful. Last time for the right hand to fly. Exhale, drop it down. Inhale the left hand up. And then we're going to spin that foot flat. Inhale up, warrior two. Awesome. Take a second here. Ground down. And then inhale, right hand flips up. Take it forward. Reverse it back on the big inhale. All that space down the right side. Inhaling here. Exhaling, coming to side angle. Maybe second time through you're feeling a little bit warmer and you want to take hand to the floor this time. That's cool. Just make sure we get a little hip check and we don't let it stick out. Wherever you are, enjoy side angle on this side. We're here for a couple breaths. If there's something you want to do, feel free. Two more breaths. When you're ready, inhale, reversing our warrior. Big inhale. Now remember, here's where we're going to come forward to half moon. So if you need to scooch somewhere closer, take your time. We'll all meet back together. Inhale fully as you exhale. Start to slowly come forward. Let those right fingertips come to a book or a chair or something. And then really think about opening up that left side of the body. So that left foot, my left leg is super strong and active and flexed here. A soggy, soft leg will just weigh me down like an anchor. You could always have the option of bringing that left hand to the hip. Three more breaths in your half moon. Remember, if you've got your knee down, that's perfect. Really thinking about keeping that lifted leg strong and active. One more moment. We're all going to carefully find our way back to reverse warrior. So if you need to come back to your mat, if you've stepped off of it, or if you put your knee down, just slowly find your way there. Big expansion for that side that was just working so hard. Inhale and exhale. Windmill. Take it to the floor. Plant the hands, stepping the right foot back. Finding your way back to down dog. I don't know why I have to tell you this, but every time I say, take it to the floor, in my head I'm thinking, take it to the house. I don't know, that's weird. Okay, beautiful. You guys are amazing. All right, same, but on the left side. You guys know where we're headed, so move with your breath. Inhaling the left heel up. Exhale, driving the foot between the hands. Right foot aligns. Inhale the left hand up. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale the right hand. Exhale, brings it down. Inhale for 2. Exhale down. Inhale. Good. Exhale. Last time for the left hand. Big expansion. Exhale it down. Inhale the right hand up. Spin those back foot flat. Inhale brings us up, warrior 2. Taking a second to settle and ground. Awesome. Flip that left hand, palm up. Inhale, reversing our warrior, big reach. Remember, knee continues to bend, don't let it come out. And straighten. One big breath here. And when you're ready, come down to the side angle on this side. That's gonna work. Again, forearm to the top of the thigh is beautiful. If you wanna take that left hand someplace else, we're here for a couple breaths. Two more moments. On our next inhale, we're going to find our way back to reverse warrior. Big inhale. And remember, this is the part where we're going to come to half moon. So if you need to get something situated or set up, that's perfect. You've got all the time you need to. Inhale fully. And as you exhale, coming forward with half moon on this side. So again, your left fingertips can be resting on the floor or on a chair or something in front of you. That right hand can be on that right hip, using it to really peel the right side of the body open. Remember, don't let that right leg get soggy. A lifted, active right leg will help you stay stable and strong. So decide where you're going to take it on this side. And again, if you're on that knee, really thinking about keeping that outer right leg so active and strong here. 2 more breaths. When you're ready, we're all meeting back in reverse warrior, so carefully bending that standing knee, or if you're down on your knee, come back up. Inhale, take it back, reversing, big stretch. That side that was working so active now gets to open back up with the breath. Inhale, and when you're ready to exhale, windmill, take to the mat, and step those left toes back, rolling through. One final vinyasa if you're feeling it. Big yummy cobra or up dog if those are still serving you. Exhale, shifting back down dog. Beautiful. All right. You guys are amazing. We are going to, well, like I said, take another sip of water if you need to, a little towel break or a child's pose. That was super fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Excuse me. We'll start to get a little bit stretchier now in our legs and do one of my favorite variations of lizard. And I will tell you why, because I always have funny little things in my head, and I will share that with you when we do it. Beautiful. All right, so find your way back to down dog. We're going to first start with what I call like three-legged dog or bent knee down dog, just because I think it's a really yummy hip opener, especially after you create all that tension when you're standing in half moon. It's kind of nice to feel it all open again. All right, so on the right side, inhale that right heel up, bending the knee, flexing the foot, and then peel that right side open. But notice, I'm not letting my upper torso kind of dump onto that shoulder. I'm trying to keep my upper torso square to the front of the mat. So really opening up through that right leg, right hip. You can spread the toes, maybe roll the ankle. That always feels nice, especially if you do a lot of crescent. Feels really nice to spread the toes and roll the ankle. One more breath here. When you're ready to exhale, level the hips. And then we're going to bring that right foot forward. And we're going to step it on the outside of our mat. So outside of our right pinky, upper front right corner. Here we're going to drop down on our kneecaps for this lizard variation. If you already dislike it because it's on the knee, you can ignore the next pose that I cue and just stay here with a knee up off the mat kind of lizard and breathe and do your own thing. But if you're with me, I'm going to share you, like I said, one of my favorite variations of lizard pose. I call this lizard with a curtsy. So now you're going to turn your torso towards the opposite corner away from your foot. So for me, it's my front left corner. Plant your hands, fingertips inward. As you inhale, I want you to press the floor away. Imagine lengthening up through the crown of the head. And as you exhale, bend at the elbows and let that head and heart kind of bow forward. That's the curtsy. So we inhale to lengthen. Exhale to curtsy. Move here with your breath. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, curtsy. This is usually where I tell people that I call this lizard with a curtsy, and then I imagine that I'm the Queen of England's like private yoga teacher, and she's wearing a cute little pastel tracksuit, and we do this pose. It's weird. One more time, either way. Inhale brings us length. This is also nice for people that don't love lizard because static poses sometimes can be really hard for people. So this kind of flowy pose gives you the same stretch, but you get to move through it. Now, plant your hands, walk your hands back to center. And then we're going to come up off that back leg. Let that right leg come up off the floor. Come back to three-legged dog. Just roll that hip out. For some people, this feels really great. If it doesn't do anything for you, just go ahead and bring your right toes down. Pausing for a moment for the hip circlers to finish. And then we're all going to meet back in down dog. Awesome. From here, we're going to do those two poses on the left side. So inhale that left heel up, bend the knee, flex the foot. Stacking the hips, I'm trying to peel open with that left side without dumping on the right shoulder and twisting my upper body. See? Trying to keep everything on the front square while I'm opening up at the back. Maybe spread the toes, roll the ankle. Breathing here. One more moment. Good. On your next exhale, go ahead and level the hips, and then we're bringing that left foot up to the upper outer corner and settling into lizard with a curtsy on this side. And again, if your kneecap is like, I'm out, go ahead and do your lizard variation with that back leg lifted that makes you happy. If you're with me, this time turning my torso away from that front foot towards my right front corner. Hands plant, fingertips inward. Inhale, lengthen up through the crown of the head. Exhale, bend at the elbows and curtsy. I dare you not to picture doing yoga with the queen. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale up. Exhale down. One more time, because again, I've already forgotten how many we did on the right side. Sorry. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bow down. Go ahead and come back to neutral, and then walk your hands back to center, planting them, lifting up off that back leg. Send that left leg back. Roll out the hip if you decided that works for you. And then we'll all meet with our left toes down on the floor. Beautiful. We're going to come to the floor now. If you're working on shooting your feet through your hands, you're in the privacy of your own home. Go for it. If you're with me, just drop your feet, cross your ankles, and roll over them. All right. Let's come to a cobbler's pose before we come to the floor for bridge. And I'm going to show you, like I said, I'm carrying a lot of tension up here. So I'm going to show you a variation of cobbler's pose that I think is a really nice way to kind of open up the upper back. I think that's an area that's easy to strain, but sometimes hard to get to. So find the cobbler's pose that's comfortable for you. Remember, your feet can be a little further away from you if that feels more accessible, so you have kind of a larger diamond, or you can bring your heels a little closer into you if that feels better. Now, typically the setup for this, we really ground through the seat. Make sure that your sits bones are really rooted. If you need to kind of scoot your tush out of the way, please do so. That just really helps me feel more stable and secure. We're gonna inhale up nice and tall. And then we're gonna exhale, bow forward. So this is our typical setup. I'm reaching for the pinky side edges of my feet. You can use your elbow points to kind of press your thighs open a little bit if that deepens the inner thigh stretch for you. You can also lower a little bit further forward with your forearms in front of your shins. The variation that I'm feeling is gonna feel really good. You actually work your forearms underneath of your legs. We call this turtle, because you kind of look like a turtle in a shell. And so really think about over-exaggerating the breath in that upper back. So right up here. As you curl into your turtle shell, imagine you're on the inhale expanding that upper back and softening here. We're going to be here for 5 breaths. So find the cobblers that's going to feel best for you, and then just stay here and breathe in it. Drawing your attention inward. What do you notice? What do you feel? Beautiful. One more moment here. If you're in turtle with me, carefully, one at a time, work one arm out and then the other arm out. And then together we'll all just carefully bring our legs back together. And then plant your hands behind you, widen your feet, and we're just going to give them a little gentle side to side, kind of an upright windshield wiper. Beautiful. We're going to come to lie on our backs now. Stay right where you are. Just keep in mind I'm turning around because I feel like it's more flattering. So we're going to come down to set up for a bridge. If you have a folded blanket and you really feel like taking supported bridge this morning, go for it. I think that feels super amazing. If you're with me and taking kind of the more active bridge, remember your feet and toes and knees are tracking towards the front of the room. Sometimes when we come to lay on our backs, that like shift of movement causes our knees to buckle in or kind of bow out. So you just want to make sure that everything's lined up nicely. Heels are close to your seat. On your inhale, start to drive down through your heels and lift your hips up towards the ceiling. This might be all the pose you need this morning, and if that is, that's perfect. Stay right where you are. If you enjoy that kind of upper chest heart opener, you can clasp your hands underneath of you and sort of gently wiggle your shoulders a little bit more towards one another. So here we're creating a really active back body to kind of open up the front body. Wherever you are, we're here for 4 breaths. So opening up, lifting. If you're enjoying that supported bridge, just stay there. One more moment. If you have your hands clasped, go ahead and release them and slowly let your back come all the way to the ground. If you have a support underneath of your low back, you can go ahead and carefully scooch it out of the way, set it off to the side. Widen your feet. Now just some simple reclined windshield wipers. Beautiful. We're going to set up for a reclined spinal twist. If you have a favorite way to twist at the end of class, feel free. I'm going to show you a different way. I know I always have my favorite way, so I'm trying to break out of habits. If you're with me, start with sort of a bridge pose. Push down through your feet and lift your hips and scooch them off to the left side of your mat just a little bit, and then lift your knees together and drop them to the right. You have options in terms of what you want to do with your hands. If it feels better to keep them down, like closer down to your sides, that's cool. But extend it out like a T or even goalpost arms feels really nice. Particularly for that left side, because you're getting those sort of opposing forces opening things up.
If you'd like, think about taking your right hand and placing it on that sort of triangle piece of abdomen that's pointing upward. You can really breathe into that hand here. One more moment. If you have your hand on your abdomens to notice your breath, go ahead and release it. And then bring your knees back to center and let your feet plant. And you can kind of scooch back to center first. Take a minute to just sort of process that twist. And now we'll set up to twist the opposite side. Again, if you have a favorite way to twist, feel free to take it and we'll meet back. But if you're with me, drive down through your heels, lift your hips up. Now scooch them over to the right, lifting your knees up together and dropping them over to the left. Again, if you want to bring a little bit more awareness to your breath here, take your left hand, place it on that sort of triangular portion of the side abdomen just below the ribs but above the hip bone, and really breathe into your hand here. Two more moments, just enjoying the twist. If your hand is on your abdomen, go ahead and release it. Let your knees come back to center and then drop your feet, coming back to the middle of your mat. One final active pose here if you want to draw your knees into your chest. And with either your hands or you can wrap your forearms on the front of your shins, draw your nose up towards your knee. One last moment to create tension here. So scrunch up all the muscles of your arms and legs and midsection, shoulders, neck, everything. Scrunch, scrunch, scrunch. Inhale fully. And as you exhale, slowly unfold out into Shavasana. Again, give yourself permission to do any little last minute fidgeting, adjusting your clothes, maybe putting something comfortable under your head, maybe a pillow under your knees. Give yourself permission to get really comfortable and settled in so that you can enjoy a much deserved moment of rest. Noticing your breath here. Noticing all the places where your back body touches the floor and seeing if you can soften there. Relaxing into the support underneath of you and softening into it. Bring your awareness to the top of your head. Softening the muscles of the forehead and around the eyes. Relax down through the cheeks and jaw. Soften the neck muscles and move that relaxation out into the shoulders. Relaxing the muscles of the upper arms, the elbows, down through the forearms and wrists, through the hands and all the way out the fingertips. Move your awareness back up your arm to the shoulder. And then focus your attention in the area around your heart space. Soften here and breathe for just a moment.
awareness down through your ribs to navel center. Relaxing through the pelvis to the hips. Soften the muscles all around the thigh bones. Relaxing the knees. Softening the calves. Moving down through the ankles and feet and all the way out to the tips of your toes. Let your awareness travel back up the legs to the hips, through the abdomen and heart space. And let your awareness rest on your breath, just the touch of your breath as it enters your nose. Feel the coolness as you inhale and the warmth as you exhale. Stay here for a few minutes, breathing as if your whole body is breathing, and enjoy some much deserved rest. Slowly start to bring your awareness back to the room and gently start to bring a little bit of movement back to the body. Wiggle the fingers and toes. Wake up wrists and ankles. Start to deepen the breath here. When you're ready, carefully roll onto one side, drawing your knees up and resting your head on your arm. Take one final moment to spend here just assessing how you feel. Be proud of your hard work, of the space that you created and the light that you let in. Whenever you're ready, carefully transition up to a comfortable seated position, hands at heart center, and eyes can either be gently closed or at a soft gaze. I'm so grateful for all of you that shared a little bit of your morning with me to practice to move and breathe and flow and just create a little bit of space in our bodies and in our minds. And it'll help us feel safe and resilient as we deal with everything on our plates right now. So grateful for you. Have a wonderful weekend. Namaste. Thank you, friends. Shelly and I are missing you terribly. We hope so much so that you're safe and supported and finding things that help you feel connected every day. I don't know, but I felt like I talked so much more this week. I think it's because I'm really missing connection to the outside world. So I'm so grateful to see everybody come together and share a little bit of time. If you missed part of this class and you want to rewatch it, keep in mind that all of our live stream classes are on our YouTube channel, as well as some other little classes that we're creating and putting on there just for people to be able to enjoy at home. If you saw the outtake reel that my husband so lovingly made for me, I hope that you guys really enjoyed that. I know I got a chuckle out of it. Sometimes outtake reels are the best part of a movie anyway, but there's actually going to be a little mini yoga tutorial that's associated with that outtake, so we'll be putting that up there soon. It was just some leg stretches and stuff, but until the time when we're all together, we love you. We hope you guys are well. We can't wait to see you in person. Thank you so much. Have a great Saturday. Oh, and happy Easter if that's a special holiday for you too. Bye.